practice yoga 15 years back. I used to practice Hatha Yoga like you're doing, bend the body, right? And I used to do some meditation on my own, breathing. I learned some pranayam when I was a college student, almost 30, 40 years back. And so I used to do that. It was good for my wellness. And right around that time, I moved to Vancouver in 2006. And that is when I have met a rare ancient sage, Sunita Amma. And she looks very ordinary, just like Ashtavakra. Very simple. People wouldn't even recognize her to be a yogi. Just a simple human being. Doesn't have any pomp and show, no saffron robes, no garlands, no pada namaskars, nothing. So obviously we don't understand. So I went to her, she invited, I said, okay, I went. After that, I did a session of what she calls Sookshma meditation. And that one meditation, I have experienced what King Janaka experienced. And I did not know anything at that time. I was complete novice. I did not have any knowledge of yogic wisdom. I did practice, some asanas and things like that. But in that one session and then subsequent sessions, I continued experiencing that. Because after that experience, what you want to know comes to you. You don't have to go for it. Because you are knowing the one through which you can know everything else. All the flood of ancient knowledge started to come. All the flood of ancient wisdom started to come. I'm opening book of Bhagavad Gita. I'm like, okay, I know this. I did not read Bhagavad Gita before. Opening Upanishads. Oh, beautiful. I know this. Adi Shankaracharya's great texts. Viveka Chudamani, Atma Bodha, Sadhana Panchakam. Many, many texts. So I've realized in my journey that the ultimate goal of yoga is, of course, number one is to bend the body, start there, then mend the senses. Now, what happens in subtlest of the subtle, pure vibrations of ancient sages like Ashtavakra or Sunita Amma, or probably there are many more out there, is that vibration, ultimately that subtlest of the subtle vibration penetrates us into the conscious, our own conscious, and then it cleans it. And that is where the mending of the senses happen, because these senses are like windows. We have windows in our house, right? What happens to the windows? All the dust comes, right? So what do? Once in a while, we dust them all, we clean them all so that we can get fresh air. So these 5 senses that we have need to be mended. They need to be fixed a little bit. Otherwise, they seek out all the sensual pleasures and they get trapped in that. So that cleaning has to happen first. And then, mind has to be ended at the end. Ending of the mind is the ultimate state of yoga. That is when you start to experience Brahma Jnana. As long as this mind is wandering and keeping on getting busy like this housefly, how the flies are. The flies keep jumping from filth to filth to filth. Now that fly has to become a honeybee. What does honeybee do? It doesn't jump and go to all garbage. One pointed concentration only on that flower with that nectar. Nothing else. Only the flower. Full focus on that pollen. And then it will go there and it will get stuck there. And it can't come out of it because it's experiencing bliss, the nectar. And that is the essence of yoga, ultimately. And then you can still do your duties, you can still do your dharmas, karmas beautifully. And that is the power of ancient sages. What happens in this process is, there are 3 aspects to our mind. One is the conscious mind. The conscious mind is the mind that is aware of everything. Right? You're conscious